Peace, 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 peace. Welcome to the show. How's it going, everybody? Hi, Terry, T-Pal, Debbie, Lyndon Alasko, Savel in the house as well. Tarima Caruso, and then we got Sharon Calosa, Drew and Johnny, and then we got Chris, Ode to Analog, Rich Kidding, in the house, Amy Pickett, how's it going? Jackie, Andrea Myers, Sweet Things, Kravi, Akalu, Victoria Bolton, Hella Barbara Rank. Hi, everybody, how's it going? Thumb up the live stream. Welcome to this, a Saturday/Sunday chill live stream. There's stuff to talk about. This is the last live stream before my birthday, but we're going to have ourselves a tier 2 members and a tier 2 patrons after show today. Yes, we got 2 streams today. So if you are a tier 2 member or a tier 2 patron, after this live stream, we're going to jump over into the after show. Where's the after show, Bubbles? Thank you. For tier 2 members and tier 2 patrons, after this stream is over, we're going to jump into the after show. We'll go. So you still have a couple of hours time to either up your membership or patronage to tier 2 or become a tier 2 member or patron today. Oh, let's do a little thumbnail. There you go. Happy birthday weekend, Sis Krabi. Thank you so much. Hi, Susu. So there you go. See you in the after show. Now, hi, Louie. Hi, Brown Bunny. Hi, Zara Justina. How's it going, everybody? And I have been to Home Goods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, hashtag not sponsored by any of these places, and also everything I say in this live stream is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged, just my opinion. Boy, oh boy, have I been seeing more and more YouTubers saying these words. They mix them up a little bit, but they're kind of appropriating it. I'm like, come on, learn the correct way. But anyway, so I've been to Home Goods. They started slowly bringing in their Halloween stuff. And I got one thing. I am so going to reduce my spending to because, I don't want to overdo it because I've had like a little bit of an existential crisis today. So after the last live stream which was on Tuesday, I woke up sick on Wednesday, got a sore throat. And I was like, oh my God, is this the razor blade COVID that they were talking about or what? No, but I was like gargling, salt water, sage, thyme, sleeping aloud, taking meds. So I'm feeling better now. But anyway, I'm having this existential crisis because I thought to myself, panic, too much stuff. What am I going to do with all of this when I kick the bucket? What for? Accumulating, hoarding. You know, when you get that, like the heart palpitations of thinking like, what am I doing? I have too much. I need nothing. I just need the clothes I have on, passport and a bag. And you go through the world. You know what I mean? And I'm like, everything is just weighing me down. It's weighing me down. Oh my God. Literally panic attack. But now I feel... So at Home Goods, I'm like, no, I have enough Halloween decor, but I love myself a good mug. And I know Jackie loves a good mug too. Look what I got at Home Goods. My first Halloween item of the year. Yes, it is dishwasher and microwave safe. Vel says that's exactly how I felt with this house move. Oh yes, congratulations for the house move, Vel. So I allowed myself to get a mug for $6. It is an interesting one because the jack-o'-lantern is also a ghost, which we very rarely see, right? We rarely see a ghost with a jack-o'-lantern head and then in a pumpkin patch with other jack-o'-lanterns all over a cemetery. And it's a pumpkin patch cemetery with clouds. I love it. I think this is really cool. And you do have the decor on both sides of the mug, right? So no matter how we turn the mug when I'm drinking the tea or coffee or whatever, and it's orange on the inside, we have the same decor on both sides. So $6, nice little ceramic thing. I love my Halloween. Black, white, and orange. What a beauty. Home Goods. There you go. Hashtag not sponsored. So here I am sipping my coffee out of my new mug, pondering my existence and thinking to myself, oh my God, the end is nigh. And I'm succumbing, buried under fashion items that I don't wear anymore. And you know what I mean? And by that, I mean, look, you guys, I started collecting fashion and working in fashion decades ago. I have decades of stuff. And what are we going to do with this? I was thinking, should I donate it to a museum? I don't know. Unless I don't lose a lot of weight, I ain't going to fit in most of that stuff, like from 2012, from 2003. The vintage stuff I buy from the 90s. Anyway, maybe it's just the sign of the times we're living in right now. Everything is so end of days vibes. You know what I mean? My Chanel jackets that I don't fit into anymore. Oh God, so depressing. Anyway, so hi Corey. Pick out your favorite stuff and sell the rest. But here's the thing, Corey. Now I know that a lot of YouTubers have been like selling stuff and sale vlogs. And look, you do you. Like, you know, I have nothing against that. You do you. But here's my thing. I cannot. I cannot spend weeks and weeks photographing everything, putting it online on some sale websites, documenting every freaking detail, being in touch with everybody, all the potential buyers writing you. This, send me more pictures of this. When are you going to send that? And then me being afraid that if I sell something online, somebody's going to try to scam me to get the money and steal the item. Like, you guys, selling stuff online is torture for me. I'd rather throw the stuff away. Like, I know you're going to say, give it to me, give it to me. No, because then it's the shipping, it's the addresses, it's the boxes, it's getting a box together, it's putting it on, it's all the cardboard in the house. It's no. I just want it gone. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm at this point in my life when I'm just like, just disappear. Yes, I'm a blanket too. Oh, Terry, my love, thank you so much.
Teresa McGuire tipped $15.
Terry, my love, we're going to put you on the happy birthday. The happy birthday sign is almost full, just in time for the birthday, which is on the 30th of June, just in 2 days or 1 day if you're in Australia from now. And I will be live streaming on my birthday. So just letting you guys know. So Terry, let's add Terry to the B on the birthday. Terry! Thank you so much, Terry. And no, look, I'm just going through something, you guys. I always get dirty from this ouch. And then I cut myself. You guys, my nails are always cut. You know I cut my nails always. From Kenny. Thank you, Terry. Let's add Kenny
Teresa
to Terry
McGuire
here.
tipped $5. From Kenny.
Thank you so much, Kenny and Terry on the B, baby. My nails are always cut, and yet they are sharp as I was drying my hair the other day, and I cut myself with my own nail. This here is this nail, which is super cut. There's like nothing there. They're not long, you see. Chopped off a piece of my own skin. I'm telling you, I'm not fit. I'm not fit for this existence. I need something else. Nancy, thank you so much, sweetie.
Nance tipped $25.
Can you
love these
believe?
Conversations. They are so much fun.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. Adding Nancy to the birthday. There she is. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. You might have guessed it by now, but this is like my birthday card from you guys to me. So I'm keeping this like a special birthday card with all your names. So thank you so much. Right, some things can be donated to a college drama department costume and scene shop. Yeah. That's why I've been thinking about like donating some stuff to like a museum. But then I'm also thinking museums are so arrogant these days. Museums come back, it's like, no, we don't want this. Like, that, pack that. We're not going to take this. I'm like, bitch, get out of here. I had a conversation once with a museum. They were so arrogant. I'm like, I'm sitting here telling you you can just take the stuff and you're being picky. There's the door. I just saw Christmas ribbon for sale at Costco already. Oh my God, Sarah, I went to Costco the other day. I bought 2 chickens. I got chickens for weeks now. I got their $5 chicken, the $4.99, $4.99 in LA. I know other states, the chicken costs a bit more. The rotisserie chicken. I got a rotisserie chicken for $4.99. I got myself 2 of them. I deboned them yesterday. I deboned them. When I take them back home, the first thing I do is I debone them, and then I let them cool down, and then I put them in the fridge after they've cooled down, and then I got myself proteins for at least a week to eat. So anything I do now is chicken. The chicken sandwich, nibble on a little bit of cold chicken breast, whatever. Because dieting, because that protein, there's no sugar in it. Yes, I did add the chicken into a bread sandwich and I got my carbs anyway, but let a hoe live. Okay, let a hoe live a little. Larissa says, good morning, Melbourne. It's 4:40 a.m. in Vienna. Good morning, sweetie. Oh, thank you, Anonymous.
Anonymous tipped $5. Happy birthday, my cancer baby, cancer emoji. It's your year. May you get everything you want, good health and the time to enjoy it all.
By the way, did you want to be anonymous or do you want me to write your name on the card? Because sometimes when people send the tip, they forget to write their name. So do you want me to write? Oh, Akolu. There you go. Anonymous, that was me. Okay. Akolu. Good. I'm going to add you. There you are. Thank you so much. Mwah. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. And yeah, I always ask. Yeah, that was a mistake. Like that's why I always ask just to be sure. Oh, T-Pal, thank you.
T-Pal tipped $25.
Thank you, T-Pal.
Enjoy your birthday celebrations.
T-Pal. Voila. T-Pal is here as well. Thank you so much, you guys. Very kind. Oh, we're filling up this beautiful birthday card with the rainbow colors. Not just because it's Pride Month and Happy Pride Month, but also because we're always proud in the bunker. So we always love our rainbows. Oh, no, thank you. Here's to another rotisserie chicken.
Bell tipped $5. Here's to another rotisserie chicken.
You best believe. There you are. Oh my God. And yeah, it's been a year. It's been half a year. Sylvie BT, thank you.
Sylvie
thank
BT
you so much.
$25. Happy early birthday.
Sylvie BT. Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you. Yay. We're going to have ourselves a super fun live stream on the 30th. Grace Loves Fashion. Thank you.
Grace Loves Fashion tip $15. Happy birthday, Dacob. Just a little prezzy for you. Enjoy.
Oh, man. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Grace Loves Fashion. There you are. And this is so cool. Oh, gorgeous. We can also, if you flip it like this, you get all the names on the right side. Thank you, guys. So yeah, we got one heck of a show today, and then we have the after show as well. Also, before I started filming the live stream, I pre-recorded a video as well, which I will be posting to Totally Dacob like later tonight or tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be fun if you love some pop culture. Because I've noticed, like, let's film most of the pop culture stuff outside of the main show because of the views. But we'll go. Because people want specific things on specific channels. The algorithm wants specific things on specific channels. What are you going to do? Hi, Larissa. Happy birthday. May I ask how old you become today? Or maybe just a column. I really can't tell. Today is not my birthday. My birthday is on the 30th. And I am 237 years old, like a good old vampire would be. Oh, sorry, guys. I just swallowed the wrong way. That's what she said. Let it Luce. Yes.
Legit Loose tip $15. Happy birthday, happy Pride, and happy to see you.
Oh, thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you. Let it Lucy or let it Luce. There you are. Yes. Quinn. So Andy was saying sinuses. Okay, Andy, I have been having also the worst headaches with all of this like weird temperatures going up and down, air pressure. But knock on wood, it was a little bit better today. Actually, today I woke up really early in the morning and I was going to stream. And then I got like really woozy and tired again because I'm still a little bit sick. And then I took a nap. I was feeling another headache coming. And I was like, wait, hold on. I'm going to take a nap. Let me just go back to bed and sleep this one out. And then the nap was like 3 hours. 3 hours later, I woke up. Oh, thank God. The headache was not there. And I just needed that extra sleep. But that then postponed the whole preparations for the stream. So here we are streaming late. But you know what? I'd rather stream later, but be more relaxed and not stressed and tired than like stream all tired and then get even more exhausted and then feel sick after, you know? Corey says, my back has been flipping me off. Thank the maker for new pain meds. Here. Here. Sarah B says, I thumbed up the live stream. Thank you, Sarah B, for thumbing up the live stream.
Bunker Roach tipped $25. Gobbling up your crumbs of greatness. Thank you for lending your energy and positive spirit and curating a great community.
Oh, thank you, my loving Bunker Roach, for always being there for all of us. You know, I drew a little roach just for you, Bunker Roach. There's the Bunker Roach. Thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, Akolu, so wait, you wrote something about my birthday? Let me scroll up. I will be streaming on the 30th of June on my birthday. I will. We're going to have just a fun, chill, like super, you know, I need a chill day, you know, for the birthday. And then you said something about happy birthday. Okay, no, I guess sorry, I missed that. Okay, so everyone's sleep has been messed up lately. Oh my gosh, has it ever? My sleep has been all over the place. And also, I gotta say, I have these like moments when I'm just like, okay, now I just gotta sleep now. Like my eyes just like start closing on their own. I'm just like, okay, just give me a minute. Sometimes I just need 10 minutes to just kind of disappear, have a little power nap, wake up and feel better again. Sometimes I think I'm just going to need 10 minutes and then I wake up 4 hours later, have no clue what day it is. I have no clue who I am, where I am. I'm just like, okay, well, that happened. But very bizarre sleeping pattern. I don't know what it is. Some people say like we're having like these really, really like terrible sun flares. Is that what they're called? So apparently every 11 years, the north and south of the sun, the magnetism, the polar blah, blah, blah flips. So it goes from the north becomes south, the south becomes north, apparently every 11 years, and it's happening right now. And when that happens, the radiation from the sun is like a gazillion times stronger. It projects towards the earth, but the earth has its own magnetic field that protects the earth. But the earth also flips from north to south, except not so regularly like the sun. Apparently not every 11 years, but every like million or so years. That could also be happening soon. When that happens, we're effed, because then our magnetic field lowers down, then we're not as protected, then a lot of stuff can burn. Yeah, guys. You just like, I'm like, okay, like we don't have enough stuff to stress about. Now I'm worried about the Earth magnetic polar fields. I'm just like, y'all, I can't. What else is wrong? Louis sent a tip. Why didn't it pop up? My naps really pushed back my normal sleeping schedule, so I try not to nap, says Chris. Thank you, Louis.
Louis tipped $5. Well, girl, let me know. We can have an episode of Hordes with a rotisserie chicken. Happy Eve. Eve be
Thank you
babes.
so much, Louis. Wait, what are we going to have with the rotisserie chicken? An episode? Cha. The rotisserie chicken is really good, you guys. And it's so cheap. You know. $4.99, okay? Yeah, Akolu says sun flares will do it. And I think because of the sun flares, I've been having more headaches. Also, if the aircon is on, I get more headaches. If the air conditioning is not on, then I don't have as many headaches, but then I sweat like a Sasquatch. it's like you never win. You can never win. Hella Barbara Rank says, do you have a cake in mind? Hella Barbara Rank, I do. I love a nice fruit cake. Haha, no pun intended. I love strawberries. I love Italian fruit cakes. And I have in mind like a cake that I would like to get this year, which I also got last year and I liked it. I don't know if they still make it. I'm going to check it out tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm probably going to go get a cake, prepare the cake for the 30th. Hi, Kev. Cha, ready for ascension, baby. Let me tell ya, girl, we are so ready. Honestly, you guys, I don't want to be a party pooper, Betty Downer, Debbie Downer, whatever, but like when I had my surgery last year and they did I told you the story already. I'm boring you probably. But anyway, just like an old vampire, let me repeat my story again. Picture it. The hospital, 2024. So I got the full body anesthesia, right? It was like being unalive. And that feeling, I've never had full body like anesthetic, whatever. And so when they brought me back after 4 hours, I don't know how long I've been under, it was just darkness. That was like, oh, so this is how it is to be not alive. It's just nothing. It's the absence of everything. No feelings, no emotions, no physical pain or no pain, no memory, no dreams, no... just nothing. No, it's not like sleep, Barbara. No, it was the darkness just like as the drug kicked in, as they were putting me to sleep, everything just shrinks, just like blackness just surrounds you and vroom, and you're gone. It is instant. And you're gone. You're gone. There's no memory. There's nothing. Nothing. So when I woke up after 2 or 3 hours, or rather when they woke me up, I was like, as they were kind of waking me up, I started gaining consciousness. And the consciousness, as I was gaining it, I was going through all of these visions and memories. It was so bizarre. And then I opened my eyes and I was like, oh, I'm alive. But coming back from that place, I thought to myself then and there, so this is it. This is how it is to not be alive. Huh. And I was like, well, yeah, okay, I can handle it. You know what I mean? I thought to myself, okay, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. LP says you didn't die, so you're wrong. How do you know? How do you know you're right? Did you die? So you know what goes on? How do you know? We don't know. So there's that. Okay, why is my chat like doing this? We're looking for something? Angel fruit cake with strawberries. Corey, which Italian fruitcake, says Kev? Yeah. Well, not Tamara's. LP says, because you're talking here. Yeah, but how do you know? How do you know what happens in the afterlife? How do you know? Maybe you can come back. How do you know? We don't know, babes. We don't know. We just don't know. We don't know. We can just speculate. We can speculate, but we don't know until we know. Frutti di Bosco. Yeah, possibly. Anyway, yay. Always good to have these positive, optimistic conversations. Really a great thing to get half of the chat to leave the live stream. Let's do breaking news and pep up the mood. So if we're gonna film this, I have to wait for the music to stop. And then... So, wait, hold on. Where is the thing? I took a screenshot of it, but... How long ago did I take a screenshot of it? No, because I wanted to say exactly what she's gonna do next, but hold on. Where did I find the intel? Or we're gonna do breaking news again, you guys, but that's okay, don't worry. We'll go, you guys. Who cares? All right, I'll just do the other thing then, because, like, honestly, do we care? I don't know. Do we? Anna Wintour is leaving Vogue, except she's not really leaving Vogue. She is actually just stepping down as editor-in-chief. Yes, of course we're recording. Anna Wintour is stepping down from Vogue, except she's not stepping down from Vogue, really. She's just no longer the editor-in-chief. She's still going to be zipping it and zooing it. She's going to be, like, controlling everything, all the publications of Condé Nast across the globe. I don't know what her new designation is going to be. She's going to be, like, the chief controlling blah, blah, blah. So it's not like at her tender age of 75 or however young or old she is, she's like retiring. No. At first, when I read the news, I thought, oh my God, she's stepping down from Vogue. And I was... Look, she's not a spring chicken anymore. It's not like she's going to be working for another gazillion years at Vogue. Like, I get it. So in a way, I thought to myself, well, yeah, sooner or later she was going to stop working and retiring. But I don't know. I just thought to myself, 2025 is not the year for anybody to give up. 2025 is the year to keep hope and the fight alive. Whatever. Just some remnants of structure, of, you know what humans love? Routine. Like this gorgeous, repetitive routine. Sometimes it does you a world of good. You know, there are those moments when I fall into a routine. Very rarely do I stick to a routine. I wish I would, because it makes me happier. But, you know, those moments when I manage to at least 3 or 4 days in a row wake up at the same hour around 6 a.m., you know, with the sun, make a coffee, start the day, have a regular rhythm, do all my office stuff that I need to do, coordinate everything, clean up, be all perky and organized. Like if I manage to do that sort of routine continuity for at least 3 or 4 days in a row, I feel so accomplished and I feel so happy. Well, in my life, that doesn't work that way. As an artist, you never know. Sometimes you're dealing with another part of the world that is in a completely different time zone, and then all of a sudden you got to wake up at 2 a.m. Or you're preparing a live stream and you want also Europe to witness the live stream. So 9 a.m. LA time is 6 p.m. Paris time. So I don't really have a rhythm. But somebody like Anna Wintour represents rhythm. Whether you like her or not, she is kind of one of those last standing pillars of some form of routine within the fashion world, at least. Love her or hate her, she's a staple, okay? Take that staple away. You know, we lost Vivienne Westwood in 2022. You know, you're going to lose Anna Wintour. Like, what's left? The brands are not stable. God knows they're not. They keep changing artistic directors like musical chairs, not even every year at this point. It's like every season there's like a new artistic director at some brand, or the brands or the companies that own the brands want to save some money. So for a couple of seasons, they don't appoint an artistic director, but rather instead they say, we're just going to let our internal creative team do the collections a couple of seasons until we appoint a new artistic director. Okay, you save a ton of money doing that. I see what you're doing. A lot of brands are doing this. They didn't used to do this before the lockdowns and the pandemic. You remember? They would have all of the designers lined up. They knew exactly who's quitting, who's coming next. It's a new trend that started lately for these major luxury brand fashion houses to take their good time. You know, yeah, one artistic director is gone. Now let's wait a couple of seasons before we appoint the next one. This has been a trend. So within this world of uncertainty, we had Anna Wintour. Now, like I said, Lava or Hate, she has been a staple. And it felt good to have her as a staple. Now, of course, I'm also looking forward to the future of Vogue. Although, is there a future for Vogue? Because, like, I haven't been subscribed to Vogue in decades. Okay, the last Vogue I was subscribed to was Vogue Italia and L'Uomo Vogue from Italy. And this was also over a decade ago. But the last Vogue I ever bought was with the supermodels coming back. I bought the British Vogue cover from 2024. That's it. Like, when did that come out? March, April 2024. And that Vogue I bought after years of not buying Vogue. So it's not like Vogue is anything. It's more advertisements than editorials or articles anyway. It's not like Anna Wintour was doing God knows what job. She wasn't saving the world, that's for sure. I have a completely different vision for Vogue. If I were to be, an artistic director or chief editor, whatever you want to call it at Vogue, we would be doing very different things. But the problem is, Condé Nast, that owns Vogue, is a business with shareholders. Money needs to flow. Certain things need to be done in a very conservative way, safe, non-offensive. It's not fashion. It's basically like playing Legos. You got to put the little bricks on top of each other. Every brick is perfectly made to fit the other brick. The conformity is perfect for the system in which these Legos function. That's what Vogue is. None of the bricks that go into building every chapter and every issue of Vogue, none of those bricks is out of place or is defect or has a shape that doesn't really click into the other shapes. And this is what makes Vogue also really boring. But to some people, it makes it feel safe, routine, continuity, what have you. Now, in my personal opinion, you gotta make those blocks different shape from time to time. You gotta have some friction. You gotta have a clash of sorts. You need tension. Fashion requires energy, electricity. And if you don't have that, you might as well just give up, because who cares? You bore me to, it's a snooze fest otherwise. So on one end, Anna Wintour allowing somebody else to take over her position is a good thing. On the other hand, she's not letting go of control, in my humble opinion, because she's still going to be like the boss of Vogue in some capacity, even though no longer as a editor-in-chief, right? So I don't think that she can let go of control, because she seems to be, allegedly, a very controlling person. And everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's a legend, just my opinion. Now, having said all that, we all know all of the issues and all of the rumors that were going around the editor-in-chief of British Vogue, who stepped down because he left, I forgot his name, just like last year, after the cover with the top models. And, rumors were saying Anna didn't like that he was so popular, blah, 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 blah. We don't know what really went down. But Edward and in full, thank you, Hella Barbara Rank, for typing the name. Here's the thing. I don't know if she would be capable of letting go of control to whoever comes new into whatever position, whatever nomenclature they're going to give this editor-in-chief position, because apparently it's not going to be editor-in-chief anymore. They changed the names of all of these positions. Who knows? But if it is a new editor-in-chief, first of all, I want to know, who is it going to be? What do you, and this is the part of the video that I find most maybe interesting, like, who do you think they will appoint as new editor-in-chief? By the way, maybe they already have. By the time we publish this video, maybe there will already be a new editor-in-chief. Maybe behind the scenes, they've already appointed someone, but they don't want to tell us yet. Or maybe they're still looking for someone. Maybe Vogue is going to pull a luxury brand scenario where they're going to do like, our internal team is doing the next couple of issues as we're looking for a substitute for Anna. Or maybe, yeah, Sarah, as I was thinking the same, that would be the biggest sadness of it all. Maybe they're going to just appoint Pharrell Williams as editor-in-chief of Vogue. Would not surprise me one bit. Actually, it would be head of editorial content, Cha. There you go. Head of editorial content, which will probably be someone in the celebrity sphere from what I know, says Ella Barbara Rank. Yeah. Debbie says, I nominate Choupette, the cat heiress to the empire of Karl Lagerfeld. And you know what? And this is not to be, again, a Debbie Downer, but like, we're so disillusioned with fashion that I really don't care. I don't care who's going to be the next editor-in-chief or whatever you want to call it of Vogue. Because I feel like no matter whoever they appoint, it's just going to be as crappy as it has been for a long time now. You know what I mean? It's just like the news that, oh my God, Blasey is artistic director of Chanel. I'm like, good luck, Chanel. Good luck. A friend of mine just sent me some intel that Chanel is going to be releasing for their fall-winter pre-collection 2025 in stores the Chanel heart bag from 2021/2022. When was it? 2022. I'm like, what? They're re-releasing the same exact bag again, just like 3 years later, in like different colors, but of course pink will still be available. And this is like the last collection before Blasey comes on board. I'm like, wow. They must be desperate for a sale. So this is what I feel Vogue has become as well. It's like, oh, okay, let's rehash what we've done already, past glories, archival ideas that really worked very well for the covers of all our past editions and issues. And like, let's rehash that. I'm like, well, yeah, sure, go ahead. I'm still not going to buy it. So, but good luck, Vogue, and good luck, Anna, to whatever you're going to do next. I mean, you're in your mid-70s now. Enjoy life. You have a family. You got kids. Maybe working every day is not for you anymore. And girl, you've deserved to just chill, travel the world, enjoy life, be with your family. I know some people at a certain point, something clicks in their head and they think that their life is their work. And they think that if they stop working, they stop living. But that's just you being brainwashed by the system, believing that being a slave to the system is the good thing. Like that's what it means to be alive. No, that's not what it means to be alive. That's only what it means to be a slave to the system. Believing that your life equals work and that when you stop working, you're no longer living. But that's on you. Maybe you should dedicate more time and invest some money for a better shrink instead. And let that shrink cleanse you from whatever brainwashing you've been subject to for the past few decades. Good luck, Anna Wintour. Let me know, guys, what your thoughts are down below. And if you care, who would you like to see as new artistic director, editor-in-chief, or content blah, blah, blah at Vogue? That's all. Love you loads. Subscribe, thumb up the video. Bye. Sylvia says, I heard she's the way she is to make up for the fact that she felt she was the dumbest amongst her siblings. Girl, get a good shrink. Hi, Holly Grace. How's it going, sweetie? Just get a good shrink and call it a day. Y'all, sick and tired of dealing with other people's psychology issues. You know what I mean? Michele Thomas, thank you so much.
Michelle_Thomas tipped $5.
Here. Thank you so much. There you are. On the birthday card. Yay. Oh, Corey K. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Korakai tipped $50. Happy birthday, Dacob. Enjoy your special day.
Thank you so much, my love. Thank you. We're going to do a live stream on the 30th of June. Don't forget, you guys, the birthday is on the 30th of June. But we're celebrating my birthday month, you know. You never know. You never know. If it's your last, might as well go out with a bang, I always say. Putting on my Barbie lippy. Isn't this adorable? Yes, we've unboxed them last week or 2 weeks ago, and some people were like, why do you like your toys? You got to do fashion. Oh, I made a whole video about it. Fashion and pop culture unite. Check out that video on my channel. I think I already posted it. I'm having a hard time adjusting to retirement, says Lucky Ladybug. A girl with no work to do is hard to adjust to. Corporate world was my life. That's the problem. That's not your life. That was your job. You gave it your soul. Now it's time for you to take your soul back and own your soul. Find stuff you love to do, things that inspire you, hobbies, energy. Where do you feel like energy is flowing into you and not out of you? Because we've been educated to believe that when a job owner sucks energy out of us, that's how we give life to something. No, that means the life is being sucked out of us. It's time for you to take energy back into you. Let it flow into you. Let it fill you up in many ways. You do you, boo. You do you. So yeah, they're so cute, India, right? I love them all as well, the little munchkin Barbies. They're adorable. So that was the breaking news. Actually, you know what? Wait, hold on. Let me write down Anna Wintour. Whatever, girl. Good luck to you. But because there's another breaking news. Yeah, whatever. Not wrong. Hold on. Why can't it ever spell correctly? Okay. I want to renew my membership, but I can't find the thing. The thing is... I can post a link to the chats, right? Larissa says, speaking of Anna, she's far older than I thought she is. With all her money, I think it's time to sit back, chill, and finally enjoy life and family. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Anna Wintour. I read about Grace editor of Vogue USA from 71 to 88. Thank you, Frank!
Frank tipped $25.
Thank you, Frankie. Boop. Frank, right over here. Ah, gorgeous. Thank you. She got kicked out, but Andy Warhol said it was because Vogue wanted to become middle class, and then they put in Anna Wintour. Oh, well, Andy Warhol, he knew what he was talking about, didn't he? Allegedly. Ladybug says, I love your advice. I have taken up quilting. I used to sew in my early life in the garment district to pay myself in law school, but it is a struggle. Babes, enjoy life. Watch a good movie, read a book, walk, go into a park, breathe in air, travel into nature, go out of the city. Watch sunsets, sunrises. Stop, it passes by you if you don't notice it, if you don't see it. It's a subtle thing. It's a subtle thing. There's the link. Thank you so much, Debbie, for saying member. So, here's the link. Bubbles posted it. If you want to become a member, there's the direct link. Liz M says, I am so enjoying retirement. I'm still young enough to travel and invest in friendship and a relationship. Fabulous. Yeah, Holy Grace, she did get sucked into, Anna got sucked into celebrity culture. Breaking news again. We have to shorten this. Dun, 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 dun. It's so annoying. It takes too long before I can start talking. Nordstrom will leave Santa Monica Place in August. Yes, a Nordstrom is shutting down. Okay? As reported by who? smdp.com. Okay, girl. What do you know? Nordstrom has announced it will permanently close its Santa Monica store located at 2020 Broadway in Santa Monica Place on August 26, making the end of operations at one of its Southern California locations, despite the company reporting strong fourth quarter earnings that exceeded expectations. They say we've made the decision to close our Nordstrom Santa Monica store. The store's last day of business will be August 26th, the Nordstrom spokesperson said. We believe we'll be best able to serve customers in the area by leveraging our surrounding stores and through our digital channels. Decisions like this are never easy, and we understand the impact they have on our team members. We're committed to taking care of our employees through this transition, including supporting those who are interested in finding another role within Nordstrom. Customers responded positively to the strength of our offering across both banners in the fourth quarter, said Eric Nordstrom, Chief Executive Officer of Nordstrom, Inc. We maintained the momentum we built throughout the year, which resulted in full-year sales and profitability coming in at the high end. Okay, why are you saying everything is so great and then you're shutting down a store to push online sales? Girl. Anyway, the Santa Monica closure reflects broader retail industry trends that have accelerated since the pandemic. This isn't the first time Nordstrom has made difficult decisions about its physical footprint in response to changing market conditions. And, however, some location, okay, blah, blah, blah. The mall faces severe challenges with a nearly 70% vacancy rate. Once home to luxury retailers and department stores, it now primarily attracts visitors to the Caton Children's Museum, Cheesecake Factory, and newly opened Din Tai Fung. The center has found some success with rotating pop-up attractions, but recently lost the True Food restaurant. Originally designed by Frank Gehry. I mean, that's amazing. If Frank Gehry was the architect of your building, that's a lot of money. Frank Gehry, the property underwent a $265 million renovation in 2010 to transform from an enclosed mall to an open-air center. Macerich had owned it since 1999 before identifying it for sale last week. Well, Sarah says Nordstrom has awesome customer service. Glad the one near me is thriving. Newly remodeled cosmetics area. Well, that's good to hear. But no, this one is closing, and I guess they prefer to just do it online, I suppose, or get people to travel to some other part of town. Debbie says, yep, they closed hours too. Robbie says, I loved buying shoes there. And Caro says, Nordstrom and Macy's give me the ick. Marcel Mercury says, Swedish last name, Nordstrom. Larissa says, so it's one of the higher priced stores selling also luxury goods or more normal wear? Well, luxury-ish with some normal stuff as well. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Bob Pericone says, that's a big deal for Santa Monica. I used to go fairly often. Yeah, that's why it's breaking news. And that's why I shared it here, because who knows, right? It is a big deal, and the employees are very upset and very sad. You know. Oh, Jordan Camacho says they closed the Macy's near me, and now it's becoming a Nordstrom rack. We're living in an outlet world. It's... look at me with my little wiglet. Thank you, A, for becoming a member. But yeah, it's, we're living in an outlet world, seriously. I mean, I pass by Beverly Hills, from time to time, and there's a ton of outlets in Beverly Hills. I'm like, outlets in Beverly Hills? If Beverly Hills becomes an outlet, the jig is up. It's me, 88. Thank you for your videos. Your hair looks great. Love the shirt. Thank you so much, sweetie. Very kind of you. Yes, I filmed a Jurassic World video, so I needed a little shirt like this before, and I thought to myself, it's summer. I can't wear black jackets and ties all the time. It's too hot for me right now, so it might not be as fancy schmancy, but whatever. I'm too old for this shit. How can the outlets afford the rent, says Kev? I have no clue. This is a really good question. Really good question. But let me tell you, there is a Nordstrom rack in Beverly Hills, and there's a lot of Ross Dress for Less there as well. And then there was, what was the other outlet I just saw the other day, also in Beverly Hills? And I'm just like, oh my God. Beverly Hills is like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, oh. It's expensive to live there, but like, it doesn't look that bougie like it used to, And to be perfectly honest with you, can we talk just for a second? Not to sound like, oh my God, first world problems. I know, but whatever. What are you going to do? That's why you're here with me. We lighthearted conversation about stuff that we got other problems outside of this little screen, but in this screen, Now, here's the thing. Rodeo Drive, it looks so bad. It's tacky. The storefronts are really ugly, in my opinion. The vibe is off. You see these old videos from the 80s and 90s of news, or if they filmed something for a movie. You see these shots of Rodeo Drive in the 80s and 90s, and you just want to go there. You want to be there. You want to visit those places. And then you go there now in 2025 and you're like, oh God, can we just go, please? I can't stand it there more than 10 minutes. It just doesn't feel, it doesn't feel luxurious. It doesn't feel inviting. It doesn't feel luscious, opulent, delicious, like luxury fashion used to feel like. Nothing to aspire to look forward to. It feels like disposable, overpriced trash, exhibited in a really ugly way. And also with, quite frankly, really, really sketchy people shopping there. I mean, it looks like an amusement park, Rodeo Drive. It does not look nice at all. At all. I'm sorry, but Frank Zier, that's Giorgio Beverly Hills, used to be there. Bijan. I'm telling you, those were the days. Giorgio Armani had its like gorgeous. The Christian Dior boutique back then with the old school logo. Those were the days. Now, oh my God, trash. So anyway, good morning, Zach. How's it going? Ah, okay. Walk of shame for you, I see. Last time I was there was a bunch of people just making vlogging videos. Well, there's that as well. There's a lot of TikTokers live streaming there. Everybody's being crazy on the street. People stealing stuff all the time, hitting each other, snatching purses off the street. I mean, eh, you guys, it's not pretty, okay? It's not a pretty sight to behold. Lucky Ladybug says, I am a SoCal gal. All the luxe shopping is yuck. Melrose looks like a homeless camp. No more 90210. It's over. It is. It is. Those days are over. Effing vloggers, says Holly. I know. Oh, Marcel, really? Marcel says, you know, I still have not seen a vlogger influencer in the wild. No, I have. I mean, okay, sometimes I film in the wild as well, so you might see me sometimes, but not in fashion instances. Usually if I'm filming for toys or Halloween stuff for my pop culture channel, totally Dacob, but no. It's just no, I just find it grosses me out. Um yeah, Louis, the stores outside, the queue of people lined up to enter these stores like it's some attraction ride at Disneyland. Just disgusting. Hi, Alvaro. Hola, guapo. Hi, we'll go, we'll go. What do you think about Anderson Runway for Dior Men? Okay, Alvaro, that is a wonderful segue. What a wonderful segue. Let's review. Let's review the show together. In fact, the video is taken from the Dior YouTube channel, falls under fair use because we will be reviewing the show. However, I have changed the music to copyright-free music. Not that the music that they used was any good anyway, but here goes the Men Spring-Summer 2026 Dior collection under the leadership of Anderson. Get yourself a blanket, get yourself a pillow if you want to take a nap for the next 20 minutes and wake up after we're done. Feel free. Because I'm taking one for the team here, because everybody's been asking me to review this frickin' Dior show. Diego says, can we talk about Lauren Sanchez's dress? Was Lauren Sanchez in the show? Diego, you just throw me off with these questions. Just like, can we talk? Lauren, let me Google this. Kev, I need intel. Sanchez dress. Is it for Dior? Oh. Oh, okay. The wedding. Yeah, I see the pic, and she's carrying a Kelly in some apparently exotic. No, it's patent leather Kelly. Yeah, she's wearing the new look. Peplum, whatever, girl. Can't be bothered. Boring as AF. Okay, let's watch the show. Moving on. Thank you, Kev. So the first look, I thought, oh, it's a women's collection. No, this. Maybe it's a them there. I don't know, but respect for the gender. Respect for the gender. Okay. So here we are in a museum, very much art lovers unite, with the tapestry being all fluffy on the walls. So this is very much my movie with Vivienne Westwood. Not the clothes, just the museum vibe. Anyway, okay, so here, okay, Anderson putting a diaper on this dude. Okay, so this is the Spring Summer 26 collection. There's the two paintings in this room. Okay. Let's watch. Yeah, nice paint. Okay, the jacket, a little, yeah, new look, revisited. Good that it's a summer collection with a really heavy tweed. Yeah, makes perfect sense for summer. The shorts, it looks like Rei Kawakubo was asked to help out with the collection. In fact, all of the Asian people in the crowd are like all over these pants. So I guess LVMH told him, like, you have to design specific stuff for our Asian clients. You have to design specific stuff for our black music industry clients. You have to design specific stuff for a few of our fashion victim European client, and it's very safe. These shoes look so uncomfortable. I wouldn't wear them if they paid me to, by the way. Find them awful. It's like Camper collaborates with Dior. You know, it's so dull, uninspiring. So I guess here, what we're supposed to see, skinny skin, and then again, this is a spring-summer collection, you guys. Look at these heavy coats, by the way. Okay, like, let's minimize logomania. The shirt is nice, you know, always like a nice little baby blue color with a tie. The shorts are very short. They're not going to let you in anywhere. I mean, if you're going to have that amount of money to afford this stuff to wear, you are not going to wear those shorts to any serious event. They won't let you in. As a woman, yes. As a man, no. Yeah, you don't have to keep filming those shoes. Filming them longer doesn't make them any better. I'm really trying to not, like, you know, just say shitty stuff, because I want to be positive. Think positive, Dacob. Think optimism. Okay, find something nice to say. Lovely eyebrows and lovely curls in the hair. Yeah, nice little gender play there with the classic Dior jacket that usually is tailored for women. Now it's made for men. Cute. We've seen it before though, nothing new. This is giving me Biedermeier style, which is a tendency in the south of Germany. It's a specific movement also in Austria. And it is giving us a little bit of that Aryan race vibes, which is gross to me. Denim. Okay, sure. Why not spend $10,000 on a Dior washed out denim? And this is also something I've been asking myself for a while now. Why do we need this anymore? Maybe if somebody's like super young and just entering the world of fashion, and for them this is exciting. But for somebody who's been in it for decades, I see something like this, I'm just like so disillusioned, and I'm just like, why would I spend, you know, $15,000 for that velvet coat and then another $3,000 for denim jeans? Why? And how can I find it in me to still be excited about bags like this? Or like, what type of person would buy this? Like, who would buy this knit cape with those pants, with that bag, like with that shirt? Like, what sort of person would buy that? They can't be too young unless they're not rich or inherited money. But if you're a little bit older, you're not going to combine the stuff that way. I know that this is an editorial thing and you're just going to buy individual single items. You're not going to buy the total look, most luckily. The misalignment of this print and pattern is driving me nuts. I could not wear that vest. And I don't like the asymmetric denim pants either. Like, this is so amateur. This is very much like, okay, again, end of first year or second year of design school, and look, we have this cute little game we're playing with the asymmetry of the denim. Nice little tie around the neck, giving us Goethe vibes. Like, y'all, does the print on the tote say Bonjour Tristesse? of course, Loic is in the. Wasn't Loic sitting there? And also, when I ask myself, like, all these people sitting there. Look, usually these brands, they film the rows of people that are invited guests, as in influencers and media. And then there's also a few rows of people sitting that are buyers. The buyers usually don't get filmed for, you see, look, let's not even mention Voldemort in the front there. But, so usually they want to show off that they invited whatever influencer is fresh at the moment. And I look at these influencers and I think to myself, they sold their soul to the devil, didn't they? Because they're all like, yes, this is so amazing. This is great. And I'm like, they paid you to say that? Or you feel so grateful that they invited you to the show that you're prone to say you love everything you're seeing, even though everything is so lackluster. This is so boring. It's giving Loewe, isn't it? These little sandalettes are cute. You know, this little oversized shirt, cute, giving us Arab vibes, Arab Spring. And then we have, yeah, tassels, you know, going to cocktail events. I'm telling you, this is the first time that it is so visible to me. The styling, according to which skin color you have, is very telling, very, very telling. And it's kind of, I feel this collection is kind of racially profiling the clients in a very weird way. And I'm not really for it. Oh yeah, spring summer 2026. Yes, that's the best jacket for summer. You understand? You know, this is sure. As long as you're wearing shorts, you can wear, you know, fully stuffed dawn jacket. Okay, because it's very cold in summer. You understand? And yeah, you need the vest as well. But leave the pants at home because it's hot, you understand. No, you guys, I mean, it looks like Loewe for Dior, kind of. Not even Dior. The new look jackets worked because they're Dior, so whatever. You can reinvent the classic Dior jacket, which opened the show, by the way. And then you say, well, that was the look that defined Dior for us. Now, so now you know this is a Dior show. So now every other piece we show you doesn't have to look like Dior at all, but it is Dior. And this is giving us Hedi Slimane for Dior. Less skinny tailoring though. You know what I'm thinking? It's also a very French thing. I spent a lot of time in Paris, and when you are in Paris for a long time, it's a different world, different energy. Stuff like this works, and really, you know, Paris fashion world is really, it's its own thing. They're not very connected to the rest of the world, and what works for them might not work for anybody else. But like, so many times have I encountered Parisian fashion people from the fashion business, and they would say, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. And I would look at this look and I would be like, and they're like, you don't understand chic. I'm like, okay, all right. You know, you can't fight an arrogant person. You just say, sure, you're right, and moving on. But, yeah. These little military references from history. It's not pretty, you know? It doesn't do Dior justice, I feel. I mean, and this is his first collection for Dior, right? So I'm thinking to myself, are you going to leave a mark somehow? Are you setting the tone for what you have in mind? What is your vision for the future of this brand? Robbie says the Lemise jacket. Holy Grace says, I'm not being a hater, but this is not good. Grace says, I feel a lot of it may not be his ideas. He got there too soon, maybe. Marcel says, it's too much with the Hussar buttons. Dior for the twinks, says Zeitgeist. Holy Grace says, fashion school pants. Sarah B says, this is supposed to be a summer collection. Yeah, 2026. Louis says they're going to send him home too early. Oh, you think? Yeah, I don't think he's going to last long at Dior, huh? But all of these people, look at all of these people sitting in this room. Here we are analyzing these fashions, but we should be maybe analyzing the people that validate all of this. Look at all of these people sitting here, making up the fashion industry, reporting about it, filming it, buying it for their stores. They're to blame as well. And they're just like little passive lemmings. They're there. They're happy to be a part of this. They enable all of this. They're acting like this is something amazing. They're passively following whatever they're given to show, to photograph, to buy and sell. They're part of the problem, just as we are as clients. Why the Regency, asks Corey. Victorian collars. Alvaro says, so probably women's Dior collection also will be bad. Who knows? Maybe he's better at designing women Dior than men. But yeah, he will be doing haute couture as well. Brown Bunny says the lighting is horrid. The lighting is very flat, very powdery flat, very museum-like. I mean, the lighting is okay for what it is. Very flat. I mean, if you want drama, you need shadows. Here we do not have those. This is full-blown lighting. There's no contrast really in this lighting. It's a choice for sure. You know. Alvaro is asking, where's Galliano? Galliano is probably somewhere in the Caribbean. living his life. Apparently, some of the clothes are inspired by Marie Antoinette while she lived in the countryside, says Zeitgeist. Yes, wow, what a way to beat a horse to death. We've been gone there a gazillion times in fashion. Debbie says, someone let me know if you see anyone wearing this next summer. Yeah, on some red carpet, you're gonna have somebody wearing these pants. Sweater with a logo, because there's going to be some Oompa Loompa who's going to want to show off a Dior logo, so they're going to buy the sweater with the logo. And it goes on forever. The cape. I guess this cape is supposed to be Draculian. But girl, I know, Kev, the Dracula messenger bag, don't get me even started on it. It is so vile. Yeah, these Loewe primary color vibes and the corals, the greens, girl. There you go. Sharon Calaza says, ASAP Rocky is already wearing this collection. I saw a picture with her and Rihanna. With him and Rihanna. Oh, man. Yeah, but ASAP Rocky got it for free, obviously. Robbie says it's giving Phantom of the Opera. Opera Man, LOL. No, it's not giving me Phantom of the Opera. It's giving me weird patchwork of ideas and just like putting stuff together and giving it, you know, what we believe or what he believed was an edgy name, like adding Dracula to the mix and just thinking it's gonna sell itself. But you see the people sitting in the audience. Anyway. Okay, I guess Is he coming out now? Are we going to see all of them? Oh no, God, they're coming out again, you guys. Okay, we're going to see all the looks one more time. JC Crew on a budget, says Kev. Louis says, I mean, it's just shirts and pants. Let's just go to JC Crew. They are more fun and cheap. And look how they filmed this and cropped the bodies. Yeah, we're seeing all of the looks again, but let's just focus on one model and just his face. Sure, great angle. All right, now let's see. No. I'm looking like what I would buy. No. Okay, face, I don't care about your faces. Just age. Go and age somewhere else. Thank you. Jacket. No. Okay, I can't see the pieces. I just see one piece. Why are we... Boy, oh boy, they really hired a good cameraman and a great editor. Yeah, no, the messengers are terrible. The tassel bags are awful. I don't like them. No. The vest, the puffer vest, no. Oh God, this embroidery stitch, no. The green knit, no. The cape, no. Vest, no. What were they thinking? Like, I just no words really. This is so embarrassing. Debbie says, au revoir, Dior. Brown Bunny says, this is so sad. Frank says, weird. Zeitgeist says, why did they choose twinks for the show? Not a single beard in sight. I think they did that. I guess he's referencing the time when Hedi Slimane was at Dior. Actually, Hedi used even skinnier models and even younger models. Oh God, this brings back memories when I was working Paris Fashion Week. I was always so depressed to be there. Such a toxic environment. Anyway, look, the applauses are a little bit mellow, right? Like a lot of people are not applauding, but then they're gonna start. When Anderson comes out, they all want to lick his butt. Look, when he comes out, they're all gonna stand up. He's gonna get a standing ovation. Can you believe? Y'all, yeah, he's gonna come out, I think, unless we didn't cut it out the moment when he comes out. And he's like, the funny thing is he's like acting all shy with his head down, but then he's gonna walk quite a bit. I'm like, if you're that shy, you're not gonna walk as much as you did walk. Don't fake. There, look, hands in pocket, like, oh, no, it's not. Oh no. I hate when they do that. When they all act like super modest and humble. Okay. Ugh. Okay, are we done? Join the after show for Tier 2 members and Tier 2 patrons. Coming after the main show, we're going to have ourselves an after show. Okay, breaking news. Yeah, breaking news. The show was a disaster. So Kev says, those seats must be uncomfortable. Well, yeah, those seats don't have backs, says Marcel. Corey says, who did he sleep with to get this job? Oh my God, the clapping in the air, says Sylvia. Girl, it's a chop for me, no shade, says Brown Bunny. Marcel says, pile of strawberries. Anyway, let's get a cookie. I'm depressed, says Louis. Kev says, "Oh, 2 after shows in 1 week. We are being spoiled." Well, because I skipped one, because I've been feeling a little bit down. So of course I don't want to leave my beautiful subbies and patrons just hanging. So we're gonna do 2 after shows. Best part was the painting at the end, says Akolu. Yeah. Val says, breaking news, the show was a disaster. Yours truly. I went and bought an ice cream, says Nay. Good for you, Nay. You missed nothing. Nothing. Can you believe this was bad? This was bad. I'm sorry to be a party pooper. I know some people are gonna say, Dacob, you're so negative. You're so negative. Look, show me something I want to buy and I will buy it. And I will wear it. Okay? I will. So I mean, no disrespect to people who loved this show. I didn't like it. Just because you loved it doesn't mean that I have to feel obliged to say that I loved it too. It's okay that we have different opinions. But yeah, but you know what I mean? I have something positive to say. It was positively horrid, says Corey. Nay says, I just had to stroll across the street. I was definitely peeping most of it. All right, Nay. Teresa says those shorts were atrocious on the show. It's nothing new, just boring and deja vu, right, you guys? I mean, you guys. Y'all. So I think, so my dear friend Jessie from Jessie Style, hi guys. Hi Jessie, go subscribe to her channel. She sent me a little topic, which I think she's going to make her own video. So be sure to check out her video of this topic on her channel. So I won't be filming the topic because I want her to get the views, but I will just briefly mention it here. Apparently in China, they're now opening up entire fake malls with fake luxury brands and fake luxury boutiques. I mean, this is something we should go and visit. Y'all, you remember a year ago, I made a video about duty-free boutique in some airport. Some company was copying Dior, the entire style of Dior, but they called it, instead of Christian Dior, they called it Chas Martin Dottir. And they had the whole aesthetic down to a T, okay? The logo, everything. Thank you for becoming a member, tier 2 member, Amber Fogel. Thank you so much, sweetie. So now apparently they're not doing Chas Martin Dottir, they're doing like the real copy of the full logo of every brand. So you enter this luxury mall that has like 50 luxury boutiques, mono brand, and they're all fake. So I hope that Jessie can dig out a lot of intel on it, and I hope she makes a great video about this. I digress. Because I can't wait to watch the video. Maybe she already filmed it. So there's that. Can you believe? I think they just run their game until they get shut down. Who the hell knows? Anyway, we have a huge Hermes luxury scam next. Huge Hermes luxury scam. You dream and desire to get a Birkin and a Kelly, and maybe you even have the funds for it, but somehow, just somehow, you don't seem to be able to click properly with the sales associate at Hermes, and you never get a chance to actually hear from them telling you, hey, if you want, today we can sell you a Birkin or a Kelly. Or if you're lucky, both, a Birkin and a Kelly. Yay! So some people step in and try to tell you, we got ways, we have hacked the system, we know how to get you a bag. And some people might even tell you that they are rich, famous, in the know, that they know all the right people, and for a certain little price tag, they can get you whatever bag you want, not on the resale pre-loved market, but directly from the Hermes boutiques. And this is where our story begins. Reported by several news outlets, including The Guardian. And the title in The Guardian, the UK, says, "A man who called himself Kardashian of Cheshire admits to luxury handbag fraud." Now, this is a doozy of a topic, and we're going to get into it. But first, subscribe to my channel, thumb up the video. Let's get to 100K, and everything I do say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. So what do you know? The Cheshire Cat strikes again, baby. So here's what happened. Jack Watkin, who featured in Rich Kids, let me blend him in. This is Jack Watkin, who featured in Rich Kids of Instagram. Never heard of Rich Kids of Instagram, but apparently it was a thing. Lured people to invest large sums on designer bags that somehow failed to materialize. So you would give Miss Thing the money for the bag that then Miss Thing would never deliver. But Miss Thing would keep the money and go on a holiday with your money, allegedly. All right, so the article is, so they really went in hard. The article begins with, "A fraudster who described himself as the Kardashian of Cheshire persuaded people to invest thousands of pounds in luxury handbags that failed to materialize by flaunting his luxury lifestyle on social media." So he kind of faked to be all rich and dandy and in the know and in all the rich, important circles to make you believe that he's vetted, pre-vetted, and you can, with confidence and ease, give him your hard-earned cash and he will source the bags and the luxury goods you want for you. Well, apparently he's been taking the money and disappearing. Interesting how a couple of years ago, another article from some Asian country reported something very similar about a certain blogger, now turned influencer, whose name shall remain unnamed, but yeah, has apparently also built up their reputation by lying their way through all the tiers of luxury and fashion until they became front row material at these brands. So I guess fake it till you make it in the fashion world. So Jack Watkin, 26 years of age, of elderly edge, had gone on trial at Chester Crown Court on Monday, I guess, of this week. Now when I'm filming, end of June, or last week. Went to court on Monday, but on Tuesday, just the second day of trial, he changed his plea from innocent to guilty. Watkin admitted 6 counts of fraud, and the indictment was amended to change the values of the frauds. The prosecution invited the court to lay on file a further count of fraud and 2 counts of theft. Previously, the jury had heard that Watkin had gained his victims' trust by putting forward an outward facade of a glamorous and luxurious lifestyle before leaving them out of pocket for large sums of money. After the defendant changed his plea to guilty, the judge, Simon Berkson, told the jury, "In short, that ends this case." Could you imagine the judge being all perky and you know, throwing punchlines out there in court. I want to meet that judge. Not in the courtroom. I just want to meet that judge outside of the justice system, you know, for laughs and giggles. Um, So, opening the trial on Monday, the prosecutor, Matthew Kerouish Jones, had said the defendant put forward the outward facade of a glamorous and luxurious lifestyle. This, it seems, engendered trust and led a number of individuals to loan him large sums of money on the promise of either a financial return or luxury items, neither of which materialized. The defendant would make excuses and avoid the complainants. He added, all the while spending large sums of money on maintaining his seemingly lavish lifestyle. According to police, Watkins spent cash at Harrods and on stays at the five-star Dorchester Hotel in London with your money, while you're giving him money thinking he's going to source you the luxury items that you wanted. According to police, Watkins spent cash at Harrods. Oh, sorry, I read that one. In 2016, Watkins was featured in the Channel 4 documentary Rich Kids of Instagram. I know my life is different to other teenagers because I'm very blessed, he said at the time. I don't have to worry about jobs and I have unlimited funds. The jury was told bag purchases from Hermès were only allowed to select registered customers, and because of their exclusivity, the bags often attracted a value far in excess of their original price when they were resold. No shit, Sherlock. We've been new. We've been new. Jack Watkins is a male who has built a lifestyle on social media, on Instagram, and that lifestyle is one of exuberance, DC Gareth Yates said. So, if anyone was to look at that profile, you would see fancy hotels, luxury cars, designer clothing, and he created a following, and that following allowed him to create a ruse to be the fraudster we now know, and convicted fraudster at that. Watkin, who was remanded in custody, was also convicted earlier this year of 9 offenses related to indecent images. I wonder what indecent images was he sending around. He will be sentenced for all offenses on September 3rd. Now, I'm sorry. I'm going to say something here, and on social media, you're not allowed to have an opinion, and when you do have an opinion, people hate you. As long as you have no opinion, you are loved. Tough titty. Here's the thing. If this is your something, icon, role model to look up to, visually, then no one else is to blame but you for having believed that this is how money looks like today. Maybe nouveau riche. Maybe. But even the nouveau riche, I think, are a little bit more elevated at this point. They've also learned their lesson. But yeah, so I wonder what sort of masses, huge amounts of people are actually falling in love with this visual, believing that this is something to aspire to look like that, to dress like that, to have that style. Like, why? And this is just in my opinion, obviously, everybody has their own, but to me, it's just so obvious. It's so straightforward. It tells you exactly what you need to know immediately. And this is something I've been asking myself also about, like the Kardashians. Why would anybody want to follow them? Why would anybody want to look like them? Why are there millions upon millions of people who fall for it? Boggles the mind. Boggles the mind. Let me know your thoughts down below. Love you loads. Never give up on love. Subscribe. Let's get to 100K. Bye. A says tacky people. Yeah, but it's like at this point, it's like there's more, it's like The masses, they do what they do. Boggles the mind. Luxury self-inflicted decline. How brands are frustrating customers. Here's another one. I know, Akolu, Rich Kids of Instagram says it all. It's terrible. Jersey Boys with Lady Dior. Robbie Jersey Boys. Jersey Boys with Lady Dior. I mean, y'all. Hi, Audrey. No, you haven't missed it. No. Sylvia says, I love following out-of-touch, tacky people. When you are aware that they are out of touch and you follow them because you either love to see a train wreck or, you know what I mean? Like you're conscious of it. That's one thing. But most of the people are not conscious of it. They don't love following this because they are aware that these people are out of touch. No, most people follow them because they believe that this is the epitome of class, sophistication, style, something to aspire to. Like they believe this is how you look good. This is how you have achieved something in society. Like this is something to look forward to become like. That's the scary part. It's that type of person that scares the bejesus out of me. Why? Because, I mean, those people, you don't want to deal with them ever. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to leave the business fashion world behind me, because you dealt, for the most part, with idiots like that, okay? Huge inflated egos, totally out of touch with reality, tacky AF, snobbery and elitism to the point of no return. Everything had to be the newest, the latest, showing off that you got it before the other person got it because they got it before they got it. They have the contact, name dropping all the time. It becomes such a shallow thing. And you're dealing with conversations with this type of people 12 hours a day. It kills your brain. Like it devours your soul. Like just the burnout I had dealing with that junk. Terrible. Terrible. Anyway. Next topic, PurseBop. It appears that customers are frustrated by the brands, mostly luxury brands, in terms of how they treat them, how they price their items for them. And PurseBop created or wrote an article entitled something to the effect of Luxury Self-Inflicted Decline. Self-inflicted decline of luxury. The end of luxury. Everybody's talking about it now. Finally. It only took me talking about it like 10 years before the rest of the world got there. How brands are frustrating customers. Here are a couple of points that we're going to go through together and read together. And let's see if we agree or disagree. Now, thumb up the video, subscribe to my channel, and everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged, just my opinion. So, creative director turnover creates instability. That's point one. I agree. We've had this issue in the past, but never have we had it so quickly as now. In the times we're living in right now, and as I'm filming this video, it's 2025, mid-year, end of June. Sometimes I have the feeling that basically brands switch artistic directors from season to season at this point, or to save some money, they get rid of an artistic director and then they use their internal design team for a couple of seasons. It's cheaper, and then they rehire somebody as an artistic director later. But there are really quick shifts in terms of who is coordinating or bringing together the style and the language of a brand and its collection and its DNA. So point one, creative director turnover creates instability. I completely agree with this. Constant changes at brands like Chanel, Bottega Veneta, Loewe, Dior, and Celine create design uncertainty. Buyers hesitate to invest in items when the creative direction may soon shift. This fuels fatigue and undermines long-term loyalty. I agree. I completely agree. Point 2, artificial scarcity and poor product access. Yeah, that's also a really good point. A lot of brands play these games. And also a lot of brands, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. When I was working with a lot of these brands, sometimes they really miscalculate how much of a success a certain product is going to be. Because they have to plan their collections. They have to start designing a collection a year or two ahead of time. Then they have to show the collection 6 months before it hits stores. Sometimes these collections, certain products can't be manufactured in huge quantities if the materials that they want to use or the shapes are not possible to get produced within the 6-month time frame that is given to the factories that are supposed to produce the items. And also sometimes during Fashion Week in the showrooms, certain items just don't get ordered because the shops just say, this is an ugly piece. We don't want it. So the brand gets in 300 pieces ordered in total, which is usually minimum for like medium-sized to bigger brands. Like 300 is like the minimum cutoff number. Like if you order less than 300, they're going to probably drop an item completely. But I digress. But what happens is sometimes an item is just not popular. On the runway, people didn't like how it looked. The buyers of the shops didn't really care for it. So just a handful of shops orders a certain item. Then what happens is the sample gets worn by some super famous influential person on social media or actor/actress, musician, what have you, and the thing goes viral worldwide after the cutoff date for production begin has passed. So the brand put in, let's say, 300 items produced, 300 copies produced of a certain item. The factory started producing, so you can't change the numbers after it goes into production, after raw materials have been ordered. And then, after all of those numbers have been shut, production is underway, you can't change the numbers anymore. Then a famous person wears said item as a sample and everybody falls in love with it, and all of a sudden that item becomes a viral sensation. But the problem is there's not enough of it to go around. That happens more often than you think, guys. And, and then people are super quick to scream, oh, this is artificial. You're keeping it artificially low. But yeah, sometimes brands do those little tricks as well. But many times what happens is the brand just didn't have a clue that the item would become such a huge viral sensation. And then they're just like there with their heads exploding, thinking to themselves, oh my God, what a missed opportunity. We're losing so much money. Because by the time they adjust the production numbers, which is in the next cycle for the factories, by the time the factories can reorder the raw materials and the brands can pay the factories to produce 100 times more of said item. Like sometimes an entire year passes before they can up their numbers. And by that time, that item that 1 year ago was a viral sensation, nobody wants it anymore 1 year later. And then, oops, the brand's now ordered after stock and they just sit on it because then nobody wants it anymore. Because trends nowadays live and die a quick life and an even quicker death. So this is something that you guys have to consider when you think about certain trends and this artificial scarcity. In some cases, it's really just miscalculations. In other cases, usually when it comes to very iconic items that are not bound to trends, but when items become part of the history of fashion, of a tradition of a brand, and those are kept at low numbers, then we can start talking about artificial scarcity. But for the trending stuff, usually it's just miscalculation in terms of what's going to be popular or not. So for artificial scarcity and poor product access, underpoint is Hermes, they say, and others enforce extreme exclusivity. Even loyal clients can't get basic items. Here I disagree. I know some people think that, the Birkins are kept artificially scarce. Dumas said, like, no, they don't even have a marketing team at Hermes. Okay, he said that in the 60-minute interview. So it's not like brand marketing planned it. He just says it just takes a lot of time to produce stuff in good quality. Too many people want the stuff, and we don't want to reduce the quality of our items. So just because 1 million people want it now doesn't mean we're just going to open up another 50 factories to meet demand. We want the leather to be of a certain quality. It has to be the top-notch quality that it is. It has to be produced in a certain time frame. It has to have a certain quality. You can't push that. You can't shorten the time it needs to make one of these bags just for the sake of meeting demand. So, Hermes has become extremely popular with these special bags, but I wouldn't say that they're keeping them artificially in lower numbers. I just think way too many people want them. And good for Hermes for saying, like, no, we're not going to trash our items just because 1 million Oompa Loompas want it. Hold your horses. Wait in line. Just saying. Scarcity now applies to belts, watch straps, and jewelry, not just bags. Customers resent the spend more to maybe qualify model. Again, this does not apply to Hermes in every country. In Europe, it doesn't work that way. The whole quota bag, you got to spend a certain amount of money in order to be offered a bag. Like I said, I got mine in Europe. No pre-spend was required. It was just about waiting, and then you get it. Neglecting core and older customers. This is point 3. This is a really good point because I have seen this happening over and over and over again with luxury brands in particular. They're really nice to you at the beginning when you start spending there because they have acquired a new customer. For them, it's a great positive thing of growth for their company. And then if you stick around with them as a customer for 1 or 2 or 3 years, then they start neglecting you because they're like, okay, well, we've already won you over as a customer. We don't have to pamper you anymore. So we can kind of shit on you and try to acquire new customers. Now, America is really good with their customer service. If you want to leave as a customer from a telephone company or something, they're going to try to do everything to keep you there. They're like, hey, we can lower your rate. You can get a month free, this or that. In Europe, when you want to leave because they've made the conditions worse for you, for one of these companies, even for banks. When I left one of my banks, you know what they told, after like 20 years of being with the bank, they're like, oh, you're closing your account with us? I'm like, yeah, there were reasons because they kept upping their price, whatever. They looked me straight in the eye. You think after 20 years, they would say, is there anything we can do to make you stay with us? Because you've been a loyal client of ours for so many decades? You think they said something like that? No. You know what they said to me instead? That bimbo looked me straight in the eye and said, oh, well, you're going to miss us. And I closed my account with them and I never looked back. Can you believe? So there's a big difference between how brands treat customers in Europe as opposed to America. America is way more consumer oriented. You know, they're gonna step up their game a little bit more to keep you as a customer, while Europe plays a totally different game. And most of these luxury brands that people really want to buy are sitting their elitist little asses in Europe, and they have the European attitude of like, we don't need you. And this is a big problem. So customers that have been customers of a brand for a while, they might get a little bit mistreated. So this is neglecting core older customers. Brands are targeting Gen Z Alpha while ignoring boomers and Gen X, unless you're a new customer. These older demographics hold most of the current luxury spending power. The intergenerational wealth transfer makes this oversight even more short-sighted. Okay, they're talking more about age. I'm also talking about the length of time you've been a customer. So that's something that I would add to this article that they didn't think of. Point 4, over-reliance on influencers and hype. I've been asking myself this for a while now, like, when are we finally going to stop it with these stupid influencers? Like, they are vile to look at. Just I can't. When is influencer culture finally going to end? Brands prioritize social media fame over customer history. Loyal clients feel dismissed and underappreciated. Influencer hype isn't building lasting brand equity. I completely agree with this. There was this one scene. I was at a Chanel beauty boutique. This is many years ago. Again, it was in Europe. And I was there to buy Les Exclusives bottle of perfume. Not Comet, because a couple of years ago, Comet didn't exist yet. It was actually Le Lion de Chanel. And there was an influencer there who got invited to pick up, I think they got like $2,500 or euro worth of money to spend by the brand to get whatever they wanted. And they were like, they didn't care about Chanel. There I was ready to drop my $300-400, whatever it cost back then, a bottle of this, to buy mine. And I'm waiting while the sales associate is dealing with this Oompa Loompa who's like, yeah, I don't know what I want. And the sales associate is like, oh, would you like one of our Les Exclusive perfumes? They're amazing. They're special. She's like, yeah, I don't really use Chanel perfumes. Like, what are these? She's like, well, these are the exclusive ones that we have only in some space. She's like, oh, really? Yeah, I don't like, yeah, okay. She's going to get a bottle for free if she doesn't care. She had the audacity to say, let me call my friend. She's on the phone with her friend, like, hey, I'm here with these like Chanel perfumes. Like, is there anything you want? Like, I could get you one because I just have to take a photo of it and then like I can give it to you. Like, is there something you like? And the friend is like, I don't know, which ones? And she's like, there's Boy, La Pausa. And the phone's like, I don't know any of them. Do they have like, do they have Coco Mademoiselle? And I'm like, they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, can I just please pay my $300-something for this bottle that this bimbo is going to get for free and doesn't even care for the brand, nor does she care for the product of the brand, but you're just shoving it up her nose like, please take it, take it. At least have the decency to do these, gifting suites, not while paying customers are in store at the same time. It is such a terrible, terrible visual. So yes, over-reliance on hype and influencers, I completely agree. Point 5, customer fatigue from hype cycles. Very much agree on this one as well, especially have noticed this with Louis Vuitton since the pandemic, because like they used to have their classic pieces that you could always find. I always loved to buy just the classic pieces, not really the fashion pieces. But then something shifted because a lot of people during the pandemic started buying a lot. So they started churning out new collections every couple of weeks. And I'm like, girl, that's way too fast. Like, I don't want to see a new bag collection from Louis Vuitton every 2 or 3 weeks. Like, it's too much. Chanel started amping their collections as well. Chanel came up to like, 10 collections a year? Girl, that's like H&M at this point. Way too much. Constant design churn and trend chasing create burnout. Instead of aspiration, customers feel overwhelmed and disinterested. I completely agree with this. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below about this point in particular. It's a really good point. And subscribe, thumb up the video. Next point, point 6, out-of-touch pricing versus perceived value. Looking at you, Chanel. This is typical for Chanel. They have, in my humble opinion only, outpriced themselves completely out of the ballpark. And everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. So I say allegedly. But for me, they've outpriced themselves. Prices continue to rise without comparable improvements in quality or innovation. I agree. Customers notice, especially when craftsmanship fails to justify cost, and luxury inflation now sparks skepticism, not status. I completely agree with this. It's no longer like in the past somebody would tell you it's a status thing to have an Hermès bag, a Louis Vuitton bag, a Chanel bag, but now it's more like skepticism. Point 7, brand dilution through oversaturation. Too many SKUs and collabs flood the market. Prestige erodes as luxury becomes too common and too copyable. The special feels mass market. I completely agree with this. So many brands rely way too much on collaborations with other artists, with other brands, the crossover collaborations as well. Louis Vuitton with Supreme was an interesting example. Balenciaga with Gap, or gosh, there's so many of them now. I'm like brain fart. I don't know. Well, the latest one is going to be Muji or Uniqlo. No, Uniqlo with Labubu or with Pop Mart. So anyway. Mixed messages on pricing is point 8. Brands raise prices dramatically, then backtrack on some items. We have seen this in particular in recent years as certain brands have begun to outprice themselves out of the market and have then secretly started reducing their price tags. By this, I don't mean sales. By this, I'd rather mean price decreases, which is the opposite of price increases. So just overnight, certain price, like a bag was $2,000, the next day it's $1,800 without a sales price added to it. That's just the new price. And they try to keep it hush-hush because obviously they don't want the customer that just 2 days prior bought that same bag for $2,000 to hear that the bag is now $1,800. Could you imagine if you were that customer that just the day before the price went down, you bought it at the $2,000 price mark, and then you feel scammed out of $200? Wouldn't you? I would feel scammed. Quiet adjustments and light versions confuse buyers. Price inconsistencies hurt trust in brand strategy. I completely agree with this. And then the conclusion says here, the luxury downturn is not just economic, it's strategic failure. By ignoring their loyal base, chasing hype, and devaluing meaning, luxury brands are alienating the very people who built their empires. And I would add one more thing to this list that the article doesn't mention, and that is also chasing wherever the money is on a socioeconomical, cultural, political level. Many brands are guilty of this, and it really tarnishes the reputation, in my humble opinion. Like, when a certain country is doing really well economically, all of these brands shift their style to match what they think is the cultural style of that country or that region. And many luxury brands are so guilty of this. And then kind of it looks like cultural appropriation in a way, but then also you see how these brands sell out for the sake of money. So they're going to adapt their tailoring, they're going to adapt their style, they're going to adapt by telling their... It's all an illusion, by the way. Artistic directors don't exist anymore nowadays. They used to in the past, but nowadays, no. Because now the artistic director is told by the marketing team and by the bosses of the company, hey, adjust your production and your design to meet the aesthetics and the cultural needs of this particular part of the world or country, because that's where the money is coming from at the moment. So, in other words, if you need to make all of a sudden stuff look very catered to India because India is now on the rise economically, all of your collections are going to look like they were designed in India. But just a couple of years prior, they all looked like they were designed in China. And just a couple of years prior to that, they looked like they were designed in the Middle East. And just a couple of years prior to that, when Russia was doing strong, everything looked like a babushka. So it's like that readiness to sell out for the sake of money. But you are in the same turn, in the same moment, or on the same token, sacrificing the heritage of the brand for the sake of the almighty dollar. That's where you lose me as a customer, because I see what you're doing. I see the watering down of your heritage. I see that you are desperate for the money. So you're not taking risks. You're not taking any jumps into the void to continue being creative, to continue the innovation and the spirit of your brand, but instead you sell out for a quick buck, well, that's when you lose me as a client. So let me know if you have any thoughts about these points, these 8, 9 points, and would you add anything more to this list or not? I think it's a really interesting conversation to be had. I mean, we've been having this conversation already for years, but it's always good to put stuff on point, you know, succinctly make these little lists of points. Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe, thumb up the video. Let's get to 100K subbies. Never give up on love. Bye. So yeah. Alfonso Machocchi says fashion. Fashion is finished. Now it's marketing. Yeah, and kind of, yeah. Nina T, 2 lives in a row. Everybody and everything is rolling downhill or falling off the cliff the last few years. It's that moment in history again where I want to fast forward to see how it ends. And I hope that there's light at the end of this tunnel. Hi, Hamid. How's it going, sweetie? Louis Vuitton Men in India Style Men 2025. Audrey says, great discussion points. Thank you, Audrey. Vibes. Aquilus is 100% true. Happened in all creative industries. It's so sad, isn't it? What are you going to do? That's life. Life on the edge, as they say, you know, life on the edge. Tip your host if you like what you're seeing. I hope, you know, you're having fun as we try to navigate these difficult waters of 2025 as best we can, trying to, you know, just be a little fun, lightheaded where we can, and all that good stuff. You know, I asked Kev earlier today, I'm like, look, I'm going to review the Dior show, but then I'm like, good night, Louis. I'm like, should I review anything else? He's like, I don't know. He's like, well, Rico and Ricky and maybe Louis, you know. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, not in one live stream. I can't handle it all in one live stream. The despair. So maybe we're going to review it in the next live stream. You know what I mean? Because like, I can't handle another Pharrell Williams collection right after Anderson collection for Dior, you know? Seriously, I can't. But, you know, there's fun stuff to think about in the future. New movies, new toys. Fashion-wise, I'm just like, yeah, no. At the moment. But things can change. Look, I'm hopeful. Things can change, you know? Things can change. Akulus, is any tea on the fashion at the Venice wedding of Bezos? No. I couldn't care less for it. Kev is like, I'm no longer hopeful. Well, we got to stick to what we know, Kev. I think that's important for our survival. Stick to what you know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for the happy birthday card. This is so beautiful. We're going to be live streaming on my birthday on the 30th of June. So next live stream is on the 30th of June. And for my Tier 2 members and Tier 2 patrons, we are going to jump into the after show right now. I hope you had fun today. Thank you, mods, for keeping us safe. Hit it, Bubbles.
Special thanks to the mods in the fashion bunker. That's Mahora, Audrey, Age, Gloria, Kev, Nicole, and Terry. Bubbles loves you.
You best believe. Yes, it's Halloween time, Shaban. You know, right after my birthday begins the Halloween season. But before my birthday, I allowed myself one Halloween item at Home Goods. I bought this mug a couple of days ago. They were starting to bring out their Halloween stuff, and I thought this mug was just perfect for the vibe I'm feeling. This little cemetery with jack-o'-lanterns and a pumpkin patch, and then the ghost wearing a jack-o'-lantern. Bizarre. You don't usually see ghosts with pumpkins on as a head. Good little coffee. But after a coffee, we also need to pay our respect to Queen Camilla with the Charlie water, which I'm going to sip right now. Hit it, Bubbles. Period. Are we your best? Look at Bubbles. Are you ready for Halloween season? Hello, hello. Okay, Bubbles, you're very Donatella today. Live-in ferret, and then where's our live-in ferret? Ah! Live-in ferret is next, baby.
I'm living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret.
Who's gonna be the dying ferret? Where's the dying ferret? Dying ferret? Pink one? Oh, blue one. Blue one?
Dying ferret, dying ferret, dying ferret,
Oh no!
dying ferret, dying ferret.
Oh no! It's alive! Tricked ya! La boo boos. And then we got Linda, the T-Rex. Listen, Linda, fashion is a drag.
Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda.
Yeah. Good Linda, good Linda. We gotta, Linda, the state of affairs, tragedy, tragedy. The world is a tragedy. And then what are we obsessed with? Oh, I know what I'm obsessed with. This gorgeous little miniature Jurassic World micro playset. Obsessed.
I am obsessed. I am obsessed. I am obsessed. Oh.
Oh, Terry's like, where's we'll go? But then wigs. We need we'll go. Yes. Hit it, Bubbles.
Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, 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 would go.
Baby Yoda, right? We got cha-cha-cha-cha. We have so many of these songs. They keep expanding. I don't know. I forget some from time to time. Yeah, Baby Yoda is here, but because of the green screen, he's more transparent than usual, I want to say. Nah, I mean, same old, same old. Predator Baby Yoda. Cha! Hit it, Bubbles.
Ciao, 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 ciao.
Bye, Baby Yoda. What's he gonna do? Nothing. And that was our show. I hope you had fun, and I hope you're going to join us for the after show. Don't forget, we're going to jump into the after show now for Tier 2 members and Tier 2 patrons. So as Wendy Williams would say, grab a snack and come on back, darling, because we have some more tea to spill and more topics to film. All right, see you all in the after show. Get ready, guys. Love you loads. And for the rest of y'all's, don't forget, my next live stream is on the 30th of June. For my birthday, we're going to have ourselves a celebration. Love you loads. Bye. Never give up on love.